been at each other now since the fourth film. Something's got to give.
When everyone's life is on the line, these characters turn into these incredible kind of heroes.
Give me Harry Potter. Do this, and none shall be harmed.
Voldemort will destroy all Harry's friends if they try to protect him.
Harry's going to have to be the one that deals with Voldemort.
What greater bravery is there than to say, I will give my life for my friends?
You can't give yourself up to him.
해리는 볼드모트의 죽음의 저주를 맞고 죽고 맙니다. 자신이 최후의 승자라 생각한 볼드모트는 죽은 해리를 보여주며 호그와트로 승리의 행진을 하죠. 해리의 편에 서서 함께 싸웠던 선생님과 학생들은 코트야드에서 죽은 해리를 보며 망연자실하게 됩니다.
And Voldemort has finally won. He's got Harry dead in Hagrid's arms. He's proved to the world that he can beat this child who has perplexed him throughout these stories.
When Hagrid comes out carrying Harry, it's the most depressing sight ever because it just looks like everything they fought for is gone and everyone else on the good side, say, they're just sort of struck dumb. They're all just standing there and Ginny runs out and she cries.
No! Silence! Stupid girl!
That was definitely sort of a daunting moment to portray the complete loss that Ginny feels. Obviously already losing a brother in the battle, and then now the main person that keeps her going is then gone.
Harry Potter is dead. From this day forth, you put your faith in me.
Voldemort has this speech of victory and relishes the defeat and makes a sort of propagandist case of Harry's cowardice and weakness. And I think a sort of kind of crazy thing is unleashed.
And while you battled and fought courageously until you could no longer will yourself to stand, he had long since fallen on his knees.
Rafe comes right up in front of me and he's telling us all to step forward and join his forces. And typical, myself and Dean Thomas, we're standing up to him. Don't ask us why.
Are we standing our ground then when he's coming over towards us? Or?
Well, I think we'll do whatever feels right in your tummy, honestly. But, you know, when Rafe kind of fixes you with those eyes, he's kind of...
David came up to a few of us and had a talk about what we thought our characters would do. We decided that Dean and Seamus certainly would, as difficult as it would be, do their best to stand their ground. And I think that's right, I think they would. But, I mean, with Rafe in full flow coming towards you looking demonic and very terrifying, it wasn't an easy thing to do. I instinctively took a sort of step back. Again, eventually I found the courage for it.
And we've shopped most of that in this sort of apocalyptic, destroyed Hogwarts.
It looks like a set of a World War II movie. It's fantastic.
The way they constructed the partially destroyed Hogwarts is absolutely staggering. You just think it's absolutely real until you touch it, and then you realise it's too warm to be solid stone.
We needed somewhere for the great defence of Hogwarts to be played out. And so the courtyard has multiplied inside.
It was always the idea of you'd read about them in the book and you didn't know how they were going to do them when you actually got there. And it helps the whole environment, you know, when you're working on the film, when you're trying to get into the character and stuff. It just helps, you know.
살아남은 모든 캐릭터가 대면하는 장면으로 이 모든 배우들과 엑스트라들을 카메라에 담기 위해 코트야드 세트장을 2배로 확장했다고 하네요. 그러고 보니 전편에는 코트야드가 훨씬 작았네요.
It represents so much what we've been doing for the last 7 or 8 years, so emotions are coming easy, which is great for the scene.
Draco!
Draco is the first one of the good guys to sort of come over, so lots of evil glares from everyone around me. But obviously I don't really have a choice. My dad's sort of clicking his fingers saying, here, here.
Draco.
When it comes to the crunch, Lucius wants his son to stay alive, and he is distraught at the thought that Draco might rather die than join the Death Eaters.
He's in turmoil, really. He doesn't quite know where the good side is the right side to be on. But unfortunately, his father and his mother take pull rank with him and pull him over back to the evil side. So, much to his unfavourable distaste, I'm sure he gets dragged back into Voldemort's side. On the end, Draco and Narcissa, they don't really see themselves as being much use, so they go and let the battle commence, really. So yeah, flee to safety.
And that goes to the heart, really, of the series, is the question, why fight? Why fight? We accept the inevitability of evil in the world, and we accept that things can't always be fair. We accept that things will never be perfect. Why fight? Why fight? And that's a question that all of the characters answer in their different ways. And some characters say, I'm not fighting, I have to accept the inevitable. And other characters say, I will fight till I die.
In this moment where the good guys are essentially defeated, Harry is dead, their leader gone, the only means by which to defeat Voldemort gone, and Neville stands up and confronts Voldemort.
I'd like to say something. Neville was put into Gryffindor for a reason. You know, people who are in Gryffindor are the courageous ones, are the Lionhearts. But still, you didn't understand. He never seemed someone who deserved to be in this proud, heroic house of Gryffindor. This is not over! But then, after all he's gone through in the last year, he's still willing to throw himself into the breach and say, look, this is not over. We're going to fight until there's no breath left in our lungs. And at that moment, everyone realised he's willing to give his life up for the right thing. That is courage.
목숨을 건 선과 악의 대결에서 각자의 가치관과 위치에 따라 다른 모습을 보여줍니다. 드레이코는 부모님에 따라 볼드모트를 따르게 되죠. 실제로 많은 슬리데린 학생들이 이런 상황에 놓였기 때문에 드레이코처럼 부모님을 따라 볼드모트를 따랐다고 합니다.
The Slytherins, for reasons that are understandable, decide they'd rather not play.
반면에 죽음의 성물에서만큼은 해리 못지않은 주인공이라 불리죠. 네빌은 해리가 죽은 절망적인 상황에서도 볼드모트에 굴복하지 않고 맞서 싸우려고 합니다.
It was just so different. There was fire blazing, there was rubble everywhere, there was the bodies of students laid just across the courtyard, and there was hundreds of Death Eaters coming match, you know.
Here we go, and action.
It's an astonishing thing to be there doing those scenes. They're difficult things to coordinate with so many people there, hundreds of people in the courtyard.
All right, the number one's all round, here we go.
An enormous set, you know, so much going on. But it's fantastic to be in the middle of it because you're suddenly plunged into that world completely.
Go, go, go!
Right, crew-wise, can we all back off for a minute, please?
We've always had a massive crew, and it's always been a big film in terms of what we were attempting to achieve. But nothing compared to this year.
You're just going to be on either side. One's on the ready, guys, okay? The battle's just finished, and you're just sort of staggering around.
There's literally hundreds of school children and hundreds of Death Eaters. And then on top of that, the main cast, who are 47 on a call sheet. People have been working for months for this. And then David Yates says, OK, we're going to play this for real. And nobody stops until I say cut.
All right, let's stand by to shoot, please.
And then somebody suddenly says, and sound rolling.
Sound speed.
Camera rolling. And everybody waits for it.
Ready, and action.
And that is years of work for those few moments. And it's a privilege to be on those sets. It's a privilege because you're working with the best of the best.
The skills we've been able to attract on these films are tremendous. The whole gamut of skills is really very high indeed.
I remember when I first walked onto that courtyard set, to see it all trashed, all broken down, the rubble everywhere. I mean, the scale of it, it's something so grand and so spectacular and absolutely befitting to the finale of the story.
8편이나 되는 영화 시리즈를 마무리하기 위한 코트야드 씬은 실로 대단했습니다. 재밌는 점은 드레이코가 지팡이를 던져주며 해리를 돕는 장면도 촬영했던 걸로 보입니다. 이 장면이 영화에 나왔다면 드레이코란 캐릭터의 평가가 완전히 달라질 수도 있었는데 아쉽네요. 이렇게 여러 시도를 통해 최고의 장면을 만들어내기 위해 노력했다고 합니다. 이 메이킹 영상을 통해 관련된 모든 사람들의 노고를 조금이라도 느낄 수 있었던 것 같네요.
There were a few stages along the way, but I did know that when you saw Hogwarts like that, I knew ultimately we weren't coming back.
That scene will be a bit of a... It will be both, oh my god, isn't this awful, but at the same time, wow, look at all these people I recognise from the last 10 years.
We have probably the best British cast that will ever be assembled together in one place. Ever. Ever. I mean, I don't think there will be anything like this ever again that will bring together so many kind of like top, the best there is British actors.
You just think, well, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic day on set, and it is. I mean, makeup took for hours, no one cares. Everyone just sits down and catches up having breakfast.
It also shows, I think, how much, no matter how small your involvement in these films has been, if you've been there since the beginning, you want to make sure that they turn out right.
It's great fun, like having us all back together now, regrouping the whole family. It's like your aunties and uncles and cousins and brothers and sisters all coming back together again for a reunion, and it's been amazing. I've really enjoyed every minute of it.
I like your hair today.
Cheers, mate. It's looking genuine.
재밌게 보셨다면 구독과 좋아요 꼭 부탁드리고 더 궁금한 점이나 공유하고 싶으신 이야기가 있으시다면 댓글로 남겨주세요. 그럼 저는 최대한 빠른 시일 내로 유익한 영상으로 다시 돌아오겠습니다. 지금까지 우투비였습니다.